one.
Hello again, and thanks for joining me. Today is Wednesday, October the 6th, 2021. And I want to begin this week by spending a bit more time on the first holiday novella which grew out of the Walkerville Desire series. I wrote this novella because it gave me a little bit more time to
Just a second. Go ahead.
it gave me a little bit more time to. We're fighting. AC and I are fighting over the little mouse here. It gave me a chance to spend a little bit more time getting to know some of the characters who've been part of Walkerville, but never really had center stage or, been a big, like a big piece of the books. And through the series, through this novella, we're going to meet some other folks who were in the background, who wanted their stories told. They touch my heart, and I hope they touch yours. This story also serves to set up some significant introductions, which will be part of some future Walkerville Desire books. So I've introduced a couple of characters, reintroduced some, and I write romances, so we'll have some romance stuff happening. So, to talk about today, Philosophy is a North American skincare and cosmetics company founded in 1996. In 2014, Philosophy established the Hope and Grace Initiative to help raise awareness of mental health and well-being topics. The majority of the funding from the Hope and Grace Initiative was to support community-based mental health efforts. Natasha Bedingfield was asked to pen a song for the Beauty Brands Initiative, and the British songwriter-singer agreed, thus creating her 2015 hit single, Hope, which is the theme song for Stella's Journey. Bedingfield was moved by Philosophy's endeavor, which was to raise awareness about the stigma of mental illness. She said, "I was inspired because good mental health is such an important thing for women to focus on. Us women need to stick together to look after each other. We all know how to smile so well, but can often be so good at hiding the painful moments." Personally, I know exactly what she means, and probably most of you do too. So in this first Christmas novella, we briefly meet a woman with mental health issues. Left untreated, we know the disintegration this can cause in families. Oh, okay, so I think my kitty's going to walk across my keyboard. Right. I'm going to have to move her. Sorry about this. Okay, so Hope is the theme song for Stella's Journey. So this is Christmas. It's not a Christmas song, which I feel okay with, because the overarching root of this story is hope. I felt the song carries the message of the season: optimism, giving, helping, and faith. One of the dynamics I love about Walkerville is a sense of generosity that prevails year-round, regardless of the season. You see this over and over again in the Walkerville series, from housing to food to new baby needs to friendship and to taking chances. One of the minor characters that I was mentioning as I was talking earlier is Annie Goings, who we know is Bree Leonard's right-hand person. And Bree is the person, has the catering company. Annie has secrets. And one of the secrets that she's got is about her relationship with her half-sister Stella's mother, Simone. Annie had only met Simone briefly when Annie herself was only 16 years old. And now, 10 years later, 12 years later, she's getting a phone call from 15-year-old Stella who needs help. So here's the excerpt. Annie had a memory of 5-year-old Stella refusing to go to bed on Christmas Eve. The two of them had baked chocolate chip cookies in the afternoon. Stella had carefully piled a half-dozen cookies on a plate, setting it and a glass of milk on a small stool near the front door. Beside the stool and tilting towards the kitchen stood a dismal artificial tree with blinking lights and a handful of red ornaments. There were no presents under it. The little girl had worried there was no fireplace in their apartment. Annie had assured her that Santa would come noiselessly through the front door to leave presents. Annie remembered Simone screaming from the bedroom where her stepmother spent most of her time. "Damn it, Annie, don't lie to Stella. There's no Santa Claus. There's no Christmas." The 5-year-old's mouth quivered. Her large hazel eyes, partially hidden by bangs that were too long, filled with tears that silently ran down her rosy red cheeks. She lifted her arms to Annie, who found herself picking the girl up and hugging her. Stella hung on for life. Annie carried her into the bedroom. "Not tired, Annie," Stella argued. She limply fought off the sleep that beckoned her. With an effort, she whispered loudly, "There is so a Santa, isn't there, Annie? He's going to bring me presents tomorrow, right, Annie?" Tiredly, Annie replied, "Only if you go to sleep." Stella let her big sister tuck her in. The 5-year-old hadn't been tucked into bed in a very long time. Annie climbed on top of the covers. She didn't want to leave the false safety of Stella's room. She hated Simone, hated that she didn't take care of Stella. Annie looked down at the exhausted girl. Baking cookies was a chore, she chuckled. Stella's mouth puckered like she was drinking from a straw, and Annie knew she was asleep. It was much later in the night, probably early morning. Annie was asleep on the couch. The apartment was quiet. The attack was swift. Simone came at her wordlessly, panting like she had been running 10 miles. Before Annie could defend herself, Simone grabbed her ponytail and pulled it tightly, stretching it out. She felt strands of hair being pulled out by their roots. Annie heard Simone grunt, felt rather than saw snippets of her lovely hair rain down on her. She defended herself as best she could, but her thin stepmother was fiercely strong and would not be hampered. Finally, Simone backed away with a satisfied sneer, the scissors clutched in her hand. Horrified, Annie ran to the bathroom. Her beautiful thick hair was reduced to a crop of jagged lines that landscaped her head. Clumps of hair on the left were longer than the rest, and there was blood on the right where the scissors had gotten too close. She pressed her fist to her mouth, muffling wails of disbelief. After what seemed an eternity, Annie crept out of the bathroom. Simone was back in bed, her TV too loud. Quietly, Annie hurriedly stuffed her backpack with her few belongings. She remembered her dad always kept cash in an empty cereal box in a cupboard above the fridge. Climbing on a kitchen chair, she reached the shelf. Sure enough, there it was, Cheerios. Inside were 10 bundles of $1,000 in $50 bills. Annie took it all, putting the empty box back in place. She grabbed the black watch cap that had lain on the back of the couch for the past week. Not fashionable, but it would keep her head warm. She had no time for tears, for regrets, for leaving Stella. so much for the holidays. So that's a memory that Annie Goings has. And I don't know if Annie can think empathetically about Simone's aggressive behavior. And that behavior is fueled by her mental health issues, coupled with her alcohol and drug use. This woman could be defined as a bully, right? And clearly she was so damaged, no matter what the cause, she could not connect with her young daughter. She only saw her husband as a meal ticket. And finally, some part of her felt so threatened when Annie showed up, giving Stella some semblance of normality, that she felt compelled to destroy that hope. Some lyrics in the song Hope. I've got hope, so you could use a little, use a little. Leave it when you're done. I won't let go, 'cause with a little, it can go a long way. I've got hope. I feel that Annie left Stella with some hope that carried her for years, knowing that someone out there once loved her, protected her, and put her first. And that's part of Annie and Stella reunion 10 years later. So thanks for joining me. If you're a regular reader of my Walkerville Desires novels, I really hope you'll take a little time to take in Stella's journey. It's available as a Kindle download at Amazon, and we put a link down below so you can find it easily. Now, as I mentioned a few times, we're preparing a new novella as a holiday gift for my readers. We're working diligently to complete the process and get it up live for Kindle readers by the beginning of next month, and sooner if we can. Once more, we'll spend more time getting to know a family that has been part of Walkerville since the very first book, but whose story has yet to be told. It's called A Worthy Christmas, and as the name suggests, you'll learn the story of Cora Worthy, proud owner of Walkerville's finest restaurant, and some things that which may come as a surprise about her family. I plan to begin sharing some of that with you next week. And don't forget, I'll be back here next Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock California time. Hope to see you then. Thank you for joining me, and remember to check just below this video. YouTube counts everything, so it means a lot if you give us a thumbs up, and it's really helpful if you subscribe to my channel by clicking that big red button. If you have questions or comments, there are links to my Facebook and Instagram and my email address. And if you haven't already read it, do follow that Amazon link to get your copy of Stella's Journey, So This Is Christmas. Remember, AC is archiving all these live chats. Check the playlist on my page, plus the direct link for next Wednesday's get-together. Hope to see you then, and thank you for joining me.